You think you want Musashi's confidence, until you realize what it costs. People love the headline, 60 duels, never lost. But they ignore the brutal truth underneath it. To never lose, you must become the kind of person who can walk toward violence, toward uncertainty, without asking your feelings for permission. Most people can't handle that. Not because they're weak in the body, but because their mind shakes first. Yuki once asked me something that sounded simple. How did he never lose? And the way she asked it, I could hear what she really meant. How do you stop panicking? How do you stop overthinking? How do you stop overthinking? How do you stop being defeated before the fight even begins? So I told her, his secret wasn't a sword technique. It was a mental position. There's a Japanese concept you need to understand early. Fudōshin, the immovable mind. Not a mind that feels nothing, but a mind that does not get pushed around by fear, praise, humiliation, or pressure. A mind that stays where it is, even when everything around it tries to move it. Most people live with a movable mind. They wake up and the world drags them. One notification, one comment, one awkward conversation, one memory, one craving, and suddenly their whole day changes. That is the modern duel, and you keep losing it. You think your enemy is laziness, but laziness is just the symptom. Your enemy is emotional obedience. You obey the feeling of resistance like it's a law, and Musashi did not. Let's step closer. The legend says Musashi fought over 60 duels and was never defeated. Even when accounts differ and the number is debated, what matters is what the story reveals. A man who repeatedly entered high-stakes conflict and came out alive again and again because his mind had a structure stronger than his emotions. Yuki didn't like that answer at first. She wanted something more inspiring. A mindset quote, a clean line to repeat in the mirror. But Musashi isn't motivational. He's surgical. He teaches you that strength is not a mood, it's a stance. Here's the problem you're living with right now. You want results, but you want comfort more. You want discipline, but you want flexibility more. You want mastery, but you want to be liked more. And those priorities will always make you weak. Because the first thing a duel attacks is not your body, it's your self-image. The fear isn't just, what if I lose? The fear is, what will it mean about me if I lose? So you hesitate, you over-prepare, you delay, you call it planning. But it's fear in a suit. Musashi's mental secret begins with a decision you probably won't like. He refused to protect his ego. In stories of his most famous duel against Sasaki Kojiro on Ganryujima Musashi is remembered not just for fighting, but for controlling the psychological space. He arrives late in many retellings, disrupting the opponent's emotional balance. Whether every detail is perfectly historical or not, the lesson is clear. He treated the opponent's mind as part of the battlefield. Yuki said, "Isn't that cruel?" And I answered, "Reality is cruel." Discipline is simply choosing not to be destroyed by it, because if you let emotions control timing, you can be manipulated by anything. A person, a deadline, a bad mood, a compliment, a rejection. Musashi trained for something most people never train for, internal weather. Now let's go deeper into the actual mechanism. In the Book of Five Rings, Musashi writes about strategy, about the way, about how victory is not a single strike, but a total understanding. He organizes his teaching into elements: earth, water, fire, wind, and void, because the mind needs a structure when pressure arrives. And here's the mental secret hidden inside that structure. Musashi did not seek certainty. He sought clarity inside uncertainty. Most people try to eliminate uncertainty before they act. They want perfect information. They want a guaranteed outcome. They want to feel confident first. But confidence that depends on certainty is fragile. Musashi built confidence that depends on readiness. Readiness means, even if I don't know what happens next, I know what I do next. That one sentence can change your life, because it removes negotiation. And negotiation is where weak people die. Yuki looked down when I said that. She knew exactly what I meant. She had a pattern starting, strong, fading fast, then blaming life for it. So I gave her a mirror. I said, "You're not tired, you're undecided, your mind is split. Half of you wants growth, half of you wants growth, half of you wants comfort. That split is what exhausts you." Musashi had no split, not because he was born special, because he trained one part of himself to lead and forced the rest to follow. That's Fudōshin in practice. And here's a shocking statistic that should wake you up. Research often cited around habit formation and behavior change shows that most people who set big yearly goals abandon them within weeks, commonly referenced as around 80% quitting by early February. The exact number varies by study and definition, but the pattern is real. Most people don't fail because the goal is impossible. They fail because they can't endure discomfort without immediate reward. Musashi's method destroys that weakness because he doesn't rely on reward. He relies on alignment. Let me translate Musashi into something you can actually use. He would never ask, "Do I feel like it?" He would ask, "What is the correct move?" That's it. Modern people ask emotional questions. Strong people ask strategic questions. So here's the system, the Musashi system for your life. First, choose your duel, not 10 duels. 1. The duels is the daily battle you keep avoiding, the phone you keep picking up, the work you keep postponing, the training you keep skipping, the conversation you keep running from. Musashi would laugh at your scattered ambition. Not because you're pathetic, because you're unfocused. Second, reduce it to a daily cut. A duel is decided by one clean action repeated. If your duel is fitness, your daily cut might be 30 minutes of training. If your duel is focus, your daily cut might be 60 minutes of deep work with your phone out of the room. If your duel is anxiety, your daily cut might be one deliberate exposure, one uncomfortable action you stop avoiding. Third, remove your escape routes. This is where most people can't handle this, because you will lose social comfort. You will say no to invitations. You will be less available. You will disappoint people who benefited from your lack of boundaries. And you will feel the pressure to return to the old you, the version of you that is easy to access, easy to distract, easy to pull back into the crowd. Musashi walked alone, not as a branding move, because solitude protects strategy. That's why the Dokudo exists, his way of walking alone. A set of precepts associated with detachment and self-reliance, written near the end of his life. Whether you treat it as literal instruction or philosophical direction, the point is consistent. Dependence makes you controllable. Yuki asked, "So you're saying I have to become cold?" I said, "No. I'm saying you have to become stable." Cold is numb. Stable is disciplined. Stable means your life does not collapse because someone is disappointed. Stable means you can say, "I'll do it," and your body moves. Now, let's talk about the biggest mistake people make when they idolize Musashi. They imitate the aesthetics, not the mindset. They buy the book. They post quotes. They romanticize the warrior. But they won't do the one thing Musashi did every day, face discomfort on purpose. They want the legend without the loneliness, and that's impossible. So here are the mistakes that will ruin your Musashi mindset immediately. Mistake 1. You treat discipline like intensity. You go hard for 3 days, then vanish for 2 weeks. That is not discipline. That is emotional performance. Mistake 2. You seek applause. The moment you need validation, you become dependent. And dependency is a leash. Mistake 3. You keep negotiating. "I'll start Monday. I'll do it when I'm ready. I'll do it when I'm ready. I'll do it when life calms down." Life will not calm down. That's the point. The duel comes to you daily. Mistake 4. You aim for perfection instead of inevitability. Musashi didn't need perfect conditions. He needed a mind that could operate in imperfect conditions. Now the challenge. I want you to do something that will make you uncomfortable in a clean, controlled way starting today. For the next 7 days, choose one duel and fight it at the same time every day. Same time, no negotiation. Write it as a vow. For 7 days, I will do X at Y time. Then add one ruthless rule, no explaining it to anyone who hasn't earned the right to speak into your life. You're not hiding, you're protecting the seed. And when day 4 arrives, when motivation dies, this is the Musashi moment. You will feel resistance. You will feel bored. You will feel like it doesn't matter. Do it anyway. Because the real enemy isn't difficulty. It's the part of you that thinks feelings are commands. Win that duel for 7 days, and you'll feel something change, not dramatically, but deeply. Your mind will stop asking for permission. Your self-respect will stop depending on outcomes. Your identity will start hardening into something real. That's Musashi's mental secret, not talent, not luck. A mind that does not move. Now tell me in the comments, what is your duel right now? The one battle you keep losing in private, and your specific action step. Right after this video, open your Notes app, write your 7-day vow in 1 sentence, set the daily alarm, and do day 1 today before you sleep.